This morning, nurses will continue their strike at Meriter Hospital while negotiations are stalled.
Plus, we're learning more about an accidental shooting that left a 6-year-old with life-threatening injuries.
And Madison ranking in the top for parks nationwide. We'll break down the rating. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Wednesday. Made it halfway through the week.
Here we go. All right. Checking some rain. A little bit of rain that may wet your Wednesday.
Yeah.
Per se.
Might need to grab that umbrella, that raincoat, a little something, something.
Let's see if it's going to move in through Madison during the rush hours. Vanna Burrito's here to track it for you. Hey there.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, I do think that's going to continue to move further east, I would say, for the rush hour, and then more specifically through about mid-morning, expect fairly heavy and widespread rain across most of southern Wisconsin and definitely the Madison area in Dane County. The heaviest right now is just directly west and also south of here, kind of up just directly west of Waunakee up near Prairie du Sac, but we are going to see that rain continue to push further eastward. It's not a bad start as far as temperatures go. We're actually sitting pretty mild, 53 in Madison, 57 in Sauk City, but as the rain moves in, this will cool us down a little bit all across southern Wisconsin. We're only going to see highs push about 60 later today, but then we do have even warmer temperatures that'll return, so this cool down not going to last that long. We'll talk about when the warmer temperatures will return.
Savannah, thank you. We begin with a live look this morning at Meriter Hospital, where nurses are expected to start picketing in just about 30 minutes at 6:30.
The nurses union and the hospital still at odds after a last-minute meeting fell through. Another bargaining meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. Now, if the two sides don't reach an agreement tomorrow, the strike will continue through at least Saturday evening. For now, the president of the nurses union says striking is their only option.
There's more than one union hospital in Madison, but there are very few. We are trying to hold the line for compensation, for safety, for policies that support nurses, and we hope that what we are doing here is going to impact nurses in our whole area. So that's a big part of what we're fighting for, is to support nurses at other hospitals.
Hospital officials say they've hired travel nurses to keep operations running this week. They also say that they are listening, have made great strides in their proposals, and are ready to continue bargaining. We'll have a live look from the picketing scene coming up in 30 minutes.
We have new details about an accidental shooting on Madison's east side that has left a 6-year-old fighting for their life. Madison police say the child shot themselves in the head at Harmony Apartments, a complex already known for gun violence. Investigators confirmed the gun belonged to the man watching 3 children in the apartment. Officers arrested him and he now faces charges. Police report the gun was holstered but unsecured and within the child's reach. Police call this an isolated incident, but one resident tells News 3 Now, isolated or not, gunshots are gunshots when they're outside your window.
They don't have no quality to play out here. I mean, if they have to sit here and look over their shoulders and duck and dodge bullets, that's not cool. I just want to go somewhere where we're safe at, and hopefully they can get it together over here.
Police say they continue to offer weekly programs for families at Harmony Apartments. The complex saw 2 homicides in 2023. City leaders warned that Harmony's property management didn't implement youth programming and safety protocols. The city might step in and take control. For now, Royal Capital, the current ownership group, remains in charge of Harmony Apartments.
We now know the identity of the man who disappeared in Lake Monona this month. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says 25-year-old Colin Smith died after the sailboat he was on flipped over on May 16th. Crews recovered his body last Friday.
We have an update on the deadly home explosion in Springfield. The Dane County Sheriff's Office confirms a gas explosion killed 2 people. On May 28th last year, an explosion destroyed a home on Capitol View Road, killing 82-year-old Rudolph and Ursula Niederhauser. Sheriff Calvin Barrett said the fire set off ammunition inside the home, so neighbors heard what sounded like gunshots. Investigators couldn't pinpoint the exact source of the gas leak because of the extensive damage. As a result, the official cause of the fire remains undetermined. And in state capitol news, DoorDash drivers and other app-based delivery workers are urging state lawmakers to improve their benefits. They testified in support of Assembly Bill 269. The bill would let transportation and delivery network companies offer specific incentives and benefits to their drivers. One DoorDash driver shared how the job gives her the flexibility and income she needs to care for her 12-year-old son who has diabetes.
He is my #1 priority, so being able to have the flexibility of DoorDash is huge for us because it gives me the opportunity to take off when he needs it.
Right now, The Wisconsin AFL-CIO, which represents union members across the state, says the bill doesn't go far enough. Lawmakers will vote on the bill at a later date.
Republican lawmakers are working to develop a spending plan, both in Washington and here in Madison. What happens in D.C. is going to affect what happens here at the State House. As Republicans in Washington slash support services, the responsibility falls on Wisconsin to balance the check. But Republicans in Congress are saying that's not such a bad thing.
As it relates to the SNAP benefits, a really important food program, having the state have a 5% skin in the game, making sure that the states who are involved in operating those programs are making sure that they're doing the eligibility checks is actually really important.
It all comes as Republican legislative leaders and the state's Democratic governor are negotiating a possible tax cut.
Hopefully legislative Republicans are meeting in earnest with the governor. I think that would be good. I think it's about high time they did choose to negotiate with the governor.
Legislative Democrats didn't have many details on what may be in that tax cut as far as they know negotiations are ongoing. Joint Finance Committee will meet to go over smaller pieces of the budget on Thursday.
COVID-19 immunization shots will no longer be recommended for some groups. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced the vaccine guideline changes on social media. He says healthy children and healthy pregnant women will be removed from the CDC's recommended immunization schedule. Until now, the government has advised vaccinations for everyone 6 months and older. This announcement about boosters is raising new questions, including whether health insurance companies will continue to cover COVID vaccinations.
National Public Radio taking on the White House. The network has filed a First Amendment lawsuit against the Trump administration, alleging President Trump's attempt to defund NPR is a clear violation of the Constitution. The president accuses NPR and television counterpart PBS of bias. His executive order called for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to stop funding the two entities.
A federal judge has ruled that the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency can access sensitive Treasury systems. These systems manage trillions of dollars in payments and hold private data from millions of Americans. The judge pointed to a new process for staff training and data leak prevention as key reasons for the decision. 19 Democratic-led states had filed a lawsuit to block this access before the new training was in place.
Americans are heading into the summer months with more optimism about the U.S. economy. Consumer confidence is now at 98. That's for the month of May. That's according to the latest survey from the Conference Board. That reading is more than 12 points up from April. It's the first rise in consumer confidence since November. Follows April's level, which was the lowest since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Florida's once hot housing markets, especially along the Gulf Coast, are now struggling. Many sellers are cutting prices just to attract buyers, but home values are already down year over year. A mix of high interest rates, soaring home insurance costs, and steep listing prices is making it tough for homeowners to sell. As a result, inventory isn't moving. Florida resident Darlene Strain says she needs to sell her home to pay for her mother's assisted living expenses.
How much longer can you afford to not sell this house?
Yeah, that's the problem. We're getting into the point where if something doesn't happen within the next year, it would be very scary situation.
In parts of the Midwest, the housing market remains highly competitive, but a new study from research firm First Street predicts climate change could drive up home foreclosures over the next decade.
A new report from the World Meteorological Organization predicts record-breaking global temperatures over the next 5 years. It warns of a high chance that average temperatures will go 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial era levels. The report also shows an 80% chance of at least one warmest year on record happening before 2029.
An annual report by the Trust for Public Land says 98% of Madisonians live within a 10-minute walk of a park. Madison ranks 19th in the nation for best parks and scores among the top cities for walkability. But even with these high marks, challenges remain. The report finds that residents in Madison's low-income neighborhoods have 55% less park space per person than those in average neighborhoods.
Some of our neighborhoods that are more diverse don't have quite as much access to the amount of land that some other areas of the city have access to.
The Parks Department is close to finalizing a 5-year plan with recommendations to address these disparities. The 97 Scripps National Spelling Bee is underway in Maryland.
More than 240 spellers aged 14 and under are competing. There's one 8-year-old in this year's event to represent the youngest. The final is set for Thursday evening. A couple of Madison kiddos participated in yesterday's preliminaries. 7th grader Ethan Robert is moving on after correctly spelling the word Promyshlenek. If I'm pronouncing that right or not, I couldn't even begin to start to spell it if it wasn't on my screen.
Nope.
That's a Russian trapper of Siberia or Alaska.
Interesting. And 6th grader Jacob Martinito correctly spelled Magadikiri pants. That's a salt flat in southern Africa. However, he did not get the question portion correct and tied for 184th. Still yet very impressive. We'll be having a spelling bee of our own here on News 3 Now tomorrow morning to celebrate the final. So make sure you lock in.
Oh boy.
And take a look, because it might be a little rough out here.
All right.
Can't wait to see what happens.
Well, as long as you don't have words like that, let's try to.
Oh, that's the point.
Oh boy.
But I'm going to be the keeper of the words. You all can spell them.
How convenient.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Well, we're rooting on Jacob as he continues on in the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Yes, we are. Let's check on Savannah. What's coming up?
Guys, we're still tracking fairly widespread rain. You can see where all the heaviest rain is, the green, yellows, and oranges on radar. We'll talk about how much we could see heading into later this afternoon.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back. We're in the 608 this morning, and we are looking ahead to Madison Irish Fest. It's 3 days, 3 venues, but 1 fest. And joining us now to tell us more is Jeff Olson, one of the headliners for this year's fest. Your band, Rising Gale, will be taking part.
Yeah, we're very excited. It's it's a fest that's been going on for a couple of years, and always happy to be involved. So
yes, absolutely. So this Irish Fest is very unique. So 3 venues.
That's right. Wherever you are around town, something's happening nearby. So Friday night, we've got kicking off the fest at Wilden Distilling, which is in between Madison and Sun Prairie. Saturday, we'll be at Four Winds Farm, great venue in Fitchburg, and then Sunday at Garver Feed Mill.
Very good. And so what can people expect this year? Obviously, all of the fun, but what can people expect new this year?
Yeah, it's got, you've got Irish dancing, great music, 15 acts this year over the 3 days, and there'll be Irish-style pub food, the Madison Pipe and Drum Band, a little bit of everything. Even on Saturday this year at the Four Winds Farm, there'll be a ceilidh, which is kind of like an Irish square dance. There'll be a caller, so you don't even have to know Irish dancing to participate. Just show up and have a good time.
Yes, and I forgot to mention the 2 very cute Trinity Irish dancers who are here with us this morning. Are you all excited to take the stage? Yeah. Yes. Good. And so can you tell us a little bit about the food people can expect to see?
Yeah, there'll be some great food trucks both Friday and Saturday, and then Garver's a great spot. Right off the bike path, and one other thing about the festival, all the stages are indoor, so we don't have to worry about weather, and people can just come out and have a great time.
And what are you most excited about this year? How many years have you been participating?
My band Rising Gale, we've been together for over 20 years. Wow. And I think it's always great when we get to play basically for our hometown. The band, a lot of us started out here. We've moved around the country a bit, but always happy to play in Madison. And it's just a great time.
All right, so lots going on for Madison Irish Fest. Again, 3 days, starts on May 30th, which is coming up. Wait, is that Friday? Friday. Okay, I'm like, okay, yes. Yep. Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days of plenty of fun.
Absolutely.
All right, well, Jeff and girls, we want to thank you both so much for joining us. Sure. And we will have all of the details that you need to know up on this story on our website. That's going to be on channel3000.com. But now we're going to turn things over to meteorologist Savannah Brito. Good morning.
Good morning, Kyrian. Thank you. We're off to an okay start as far as temperatures go this morning. We're actually sitting in the lower to mid 50s, which is very mild. Some of us across Dane County even in the upper 50s, but temperatures will stay stagnant all day long, and we unfortunately are already seeing some rain move in. Not all across Dane County yet, but areas areas near Stoughton, and then also west of Madison near Cross Plains, Mount Horeb, and Perry, waking up to some rain this morning. The heaviest of the rain, though, that's kind of down near Monroe, areas around Platteville, and then just to the southeast of Prairie du Chien. They're a little bit more scattered up near Camp Douglas, La Crosse, and Black River Falls, and then we've got really no activity. Watertown, Fond du Lac towards Milwaukee, all east of Madison right now, but that's not going to set the tone for later in the day. At least scattered, if not widespread, rain's going to move in the rest of the morning for pretty much everyone as that low pressure tracks closer to our area. Winds are out of the north, so that'll keep us pretty cool today. Like I mentioned, stagnant, only going to see highs near 60, which is 10, almost 15 degrees below average. As we get closer to dinner time, those showers start to break up a little bit, but still going to see isolated showers continue through the overnight hours. And then tomorrow, with peak heating of the day as temperatures climb back close to 70, could see some more spotty showers that'll affect Friday afternoon as well. I think there's a better chance Thursday and then later in the day Friday, but the rest of the day, Saturday and then into Sunday, heading into the weekend, looks really good and warmer. As far as how much rain we can expect, couple hundredths of a tenth of an inch of rain. Most of the area should fall between a quarter and half an inch, although a couple of spots that top out at 3/4 cannot be ruled out. I think that's more likely south and then also east of Madison, where they will see rain for a longer period of time. And then we've got summer almost here. Meteorological summer starts on June 1st, which is Sunday, 4 days, and then the summer solstice that begins June 30 or June 20th. That's 23 days away, not till 9:41 p.m. So that actually is going to come the first full day of summer anyways, the day after that on June 21st. And it's definitely going to feel summer-like. We've got near 80-degree temperatures with lots of sunshine for Saturday and Sunday, and then even the mid-80s to start next week off, but then we turn active with some storm chances returning by midweek.
All right, so things still turning around for us, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm glad we have a couple of days, including the weekend, where we'll have a dry stretch.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Well, the world's best competitive eater sets a new record, and some musicians give a new meaning to playing with your food.
Coming up in our next half hour, a unique passenger without a ticket on a Madison plane would exactly manage to stow away.
Welcome back. This photo is from Karen. She says beautiful cloud shapes. She says one looks like a huge flying bird and the other like a feather.
We're trying to pick out.
Okay, I'm thinking, okay, maybe the bird is in the middle and the feather's right underneath the bird.
Okay.
What do you think? You guys, can you see it? Yeah. Okay. Like the wingspan and then the feather right underneath. Right-hand corner.
Sure.
Okay. There we go.
I love it. I love that Karen is seeing the beauty out there.
Yes, she is.
Good stuff. Thanks for sharing your picture with us, Karen. Appreciate it. Well, trending this morning, competitive eater Joey Chestnut. We all know him. He set another world record. This time, it's for popcorn. How about this? Popcorn.
Sounds dangerous.
Monday in Terre Haute, Indiana, Chestnut ate over 32 servings of popcorn in 8 minutes. Look at him go. He broke his own record. The Indiana native, best known for hot dog contests like the Nathan's World Famous, says that he trains hard for every event and uses big handfuls and water to keep going. Chestnut says breaking the record on Memorial Day made the win even more special.
I really don't know how he does this.
I'm just thinking about the kernels punching you in the back of your throat, but then I'm just thinking like maybe, you know, like popcorn melts when like liquid hits it, so maybe it's a little bit better.
Can't be a good taste though.
Of all the things that, you know, they do in competitive eating, all this stuff that they try to shove in their throats, this doesn't seem too bad.
It's better than hot dogs.
Well, I guess, yeah, as long as it's popped right, as long as it's quality popcorn per se.
Yeah.
There we
No
go.
meat sweats after the popcorn contest. That's nice.
Whoa.
Hey, listen to this. This is really cool. Mozart music echoing through England, not on a traditional instrument. No, the London Vegetable Orchestra performing using carrots, squashes, and peppers that they carved into working instruments. Listen to this. Well, the founder says it takes about just 20 minutes to make a carrot recorder, and the group played a lot of classical tunes and pop hits for curious onlookers. This is just fun.
It's impressive.
I love this morning. Good stuff.
Yes, very impressive, the fact that, you know, people can still make music with vegetables.
Yeah, my carrot would not sound like that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how long do they eat them after they're like done performing, or like?
I wouldn't want them to go to waste.
Exactly.
Right,
Very thoughtful of you.
Yeah, well, guys, we're tracking some scattered showers all day today. As we head for dinner time, that's when they break up a little bit, but really good weekend. Looking forward to Saturday and Sunday with highs approaching the upper 70s. We've got a lot of sunshine, so finally a dry stretch and a warm stretch.
Yeah, the window this weekend looking ideal. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to take you back out to Meriter Hospital, where nurses are set to get back on the picket line in just moments.
We are striking for every patient who walks through Meriter's doors.
This morning, Meriter nurses get back on the picket line. We'll have a live look coming up in just a moment.
Plus, no ticket, no flight. That rule applies to everyone, including birds. We'll tell you how two pigeons tried to fly the friendly skies.
Whoop. You freak out if you saw the bird on the plane.
Wouldn't, I feel like the average person would, unless you're just a bird extraordinaire or something.
Gonna take more than a bird to freak me out on a plane.
Get you out of your seat?
I'd be like, come on, let's go.
I'd probably
I got
under
a
the
schedule
seat.
to keep here.
Yeah? Yeah, you probably would be. But me, on the other hand, I'd be freaking out. It's okay.
Maybe if it was a big bird, if it was like a hawk or an eagle or something.
Did you see the
maybe
the
with the
wingspan on
talons.
that thing?
It's a pigeon. Anyway, let's get into it this morning. Savannah's out on the patio tracking some rain on your Wednesday. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we do have rain out here, not reaching the city of Madison. It's all been very, very widespread west of here, but we are going to continue to see this move further eastward and affect more areas out east. Watertown, Juneau, Fond du Lac, places like that. We're not off to a bad start as far as temps go. It's very mild, but it's also pretty muggy. We have higher humidity levels and some visibilities that are dropping in those areas that are seeing the widespread rain. But we're not going to rise a lot from where we sit right now. Stagnant temperatures, expect that. Cooler overall aside of early this morning will only rise to a high of 60, but this will be brief, the cool down anyways. And then we've got highs that are going to get back into the 70s and even 80s. We'll talk about the warmest day and when we'll see a break in the showers. That's coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you then. Savannah, thanks. Let's get back to our continuing coverage of the Meriter nurses strike, where they're set to start that picket line back up right now.
Looks like they are starting to gather out there right now. This is a live look at the site. The nurses union and hospital remain at odds after a last-minute meeting failed to take place. Another bargaining meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. If the two sides don't reach an agreement, the strike will continue through Saturday. For now, the president of the nurses union says striking is their only option.
Nurses have been sounding the alarm about staffing concerns, inadequate workplace safety, and burnout for months. But management has refused to act or even hear us. And we do not take this action lightly. We are striking for our community. We are striking for our fellow nurses, and we are striking for every patient who walks through Meriter's doors.
Hospital officials say they have hired travel nurses to get through the striking period. They say they are listening, have made great strides in their proposals, and are ready to continue bargaining. We do know a press conference is set for 11:15 this morning.
In Milwaukee, the trial of the man accused of killing a 19-year-old woman after their first date is underway. Jury selection is all wrapped up. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Maxwell Anderson killed and dismembered Sade Robinson in April of 2024. He faces 4 felony charges, and the state is now charging him with hiding a corpse. The judge asked potential jurors how comfortable they are with graphic images. The trial is expected to last 2 weeks.
And we have new information about a shooting on Madison's north side. A mother faced a terrifying situation when a man fired a gun, interrupting a Memorial Day cookout. She says the man walked up to her house and asked if she knew him. The situation escalated, and the man, who was a stranger, pulled out a gun.
About time I tried to turn around and walk in, some told me to look over my shoulders, and I seen him pointing the gun at me. I jumped out the way.
She says the shot missed her and her children, but struck a man. First responders treated one man at the scene and took another man to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Meantime, Madison police also investigating after an incident on the south side. This one left one man with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Madison police say the incident started at Penn Park Sunday night. The victim says that two men approached him and pulled out a gun. The man says that he was shot as he tried to wrestle the gun away. No arrests have been made. Authorities are asking if you have any information, though, to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers.
One of Madison's most debated events returns next month. The 15th World Naked Bike Ride is scheduled for June 21st. Organizers say the event celebrates body positivity and protests oil dependency. But the ride drew criticism from lawmakers in 2023 after a 10-year-old girl participated. That year, a state assembly committee approved two bills, one to bar minors from the event and another to make intentional public exposure a crime. However, those measures never became law.
A Dane County judge will serve a one-week suspension. The state Supreme Court is punishing her for violating multiple parts of the Code of Judicial Ethics. The complaint accuses Judge Ellen Burrs of two specific violations, one from 2019 when she used sarcasm and reprimanded a defendant for requesting a trial delay. The other was in 2021 after she tried to arrest a hospitalized defendant herself. The commission says her actions showed a lack of neutrality and respect. The suspension starts on June 26th.
In national news, President Donald Trump ordered federal agencies to review contracts with Harvard for termination or transition. The White House has already frozen over $3 billion in federal research grants and contracts. They say Harvard has discriminatory hiring practices and isn't doing enough to address anti-Semitism on campus. Professors say the cuts are already being felt.
U.S. embassies and consulates worldwide have been instructed to pause new student visa appointments. A statement from the U.S. State Department says officials are working to review visa vetting processes. This includes social media inspections, something the State Department already does. An expansion of the effort could drastically slow down the process. However, student visa appointments that have already been scheduled can still take place.
Madison police have launched a new video at local Quick Trip stores aiming to prevent arrests by connecting individuals to resources. The Madison Area Recovery Initiative received a grant for this project. It strategizes diversion, which links people to community help to avoid arrest records and deflection. This reduces crime by connecting individuals to mental health and substance recovery services.
So whether it's harm reduction, whether it's getting somebody a coach that can help them through in their journey to recovery. This is something we really believe in and that we've put in a lot of time and resource to make happen.
You can find more information about this on the City of Madison's website.
No one gets on a flight without a ticket, including birds.
Take a look at this video here. A pigeon managed to board a Delta flight at Minneapolis International Airport on Saturday. After the plane taxied back to the gate to remove the stowaway, crew members discovered a second pigeon on board.
Somebody on the plane said, just throw them out the window. And I said, ma'am, we can't open a window on this plane. I think they wanted snacks, but they didn't know that the flight from Minneapolis, St. Paul to Madison is so short there's no beverage or snack service, so the joke was on them.
And also very fitting that this guy's name is Tom Caw, if you take it. Well, the flight attendant even asked passengers to check under their seats for more pigeons. Fortunately, there were only two. Delta Airlines released a statement commending the staff and passengers for their patience, and they also apologized for the delay. Yep.
Kudos to the guy for trying to, scoop that pigeon up.
Yes, because I would have not been that brave. So
you wouldn't have stepped up and tried to knock the pigeon down?
I would have not. I mean, I'm sure this guy's a lot taller than me at 5'2", so I don't think I would have been much help anyway.
All right. It's great video. I'm glad that somebody captured it on camera, I'm sure. In this day and age, everybody get their phones out and takes video, and that kind of stuff happens, but
this is for
hopefully it didn't disrupt people's travel too much and they were able to get where they were going on time
and not give them an anxiety attack.
Good story though.
Yes,
they left with a good story.
Well, let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
Well, highs this afternoon, guys, are going to be cooler, a lot cooler than average. Only look for the 60s, if that, later today. Also time out some rain that's in the forecast.
You're watching watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hi, Savannah. This is Penny with my Fetch Wisconsin Rescue foster puppy who is available for adoption. His name is Bucky, and we're on Lake Wapisa, and we would love for you to plan our day and get him adopted.
Yeah, let's get Bucky adopted. Might not be the best day to get outside today because we are going to see showers, but luckily as we head closer to the weekend, that's when Penny and Bucky and everyone can get outside. 53 right now. Temperatures are not bad this morning, but they will be stagnant all day and not rise a lot. Maybe another about 5 to 10 degrees at that, to a high of 60 later this afternoon, and some of us will probably only achieve the upper 50s. And then, yeah, we've got the rain that we're dealing with too, reaching the city of Madison, but it's much more widespread near Belleville, Perry, Mount Horeb, Cross Plains, and more specifically heavier near Arena, Blanchardville, up near Prairie du Sac, Monroe, Platteville, Prairie du Chien. All of these dark greens and yellows, those are all the heaviest showers. Still not reaching areas like Watertown, Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, or Milwaukee, but that rain is going to continue to move further east as we go through the next several hours once that low does track further overhead. Winds out of the north, that's a reason why we're going to stay cool. It's pretty humid out there though. Our dew point's not far behind our temperatures. And then as we get closer to dinner time, that's when shower chances are going to be more widespread northeast of Madison, breaking up, but I still think we'll keep those isolated spotty showers in the forecast tonight into early Thursday morning. And then tomorrow afternoon with peak heating of the day, might hear a couple rumbles of thunder, some spotty isolated showers that move back in as temperatures reach close to 70. So tomorrow will be a better day as far as temperatures go. Not as widespread rain, but we're still keeping some shower chances in the forecast. Here's some better news. Meteorological summer close, only 4 days away. That starts on Sunday, June 1st. That consists of June, July, and August. And then actual summer, the solstice, happens in 23 days on June 20th. That's not till 9:41 p.m. though, so the first full day of summer will be June 21st. And it's going to feel like it as we head into June. We've got the 80s that are going to make a return thanks to the high pressure system that's going to build, that's sitting southwest of here, eventually will move in. And that'll clear our skies and also allow temperatures to warm all the way close to the 80-degree mark. We've got highs at least in the upper 70s with some sunshine over the weekend. And then Monday and Tuesday next week look really good. Highs could even approach the mid to even upper 80s. But then we turn pretty active next week. Wednesday and Thursday, there is going to be some storm chances that also return.
Savannah, thank you. And if you want Savannah to plan your day, she'd love to do so, of course. We really need some videos. Just record a video like you saw earlier, share your name and where you live, then send it our way. You can send it via our website, the First Warn Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email. Then watch around this time every morning to see if you come on the air. Switching gears now, in the 6:08 this morning, we are looking ahead to Madison Irish Fest. It's 3 days, 3 venues, but 1 fest. And joining us now to tell us more is Jeff Olson, one of the headliners for this year's fest. His band, Rising Gale, will be one of the headliners. We're also joined by 2 very cute Trinity Irish dancers who will also be participating this year. Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So the fest kicks off this Friday. Can you give us a little details about what people can expect over the 3 days?
Absolutely. I think it's a really cool, unique fest in that there's 3 different venues over the course of the festival. So Friday, things kick off at a Wilden Distilling at 5 p.m. It's in between Madison and Sun Prairie. So if you're on the east side, pretty easy to get over there. Saturday, kicking off around 1:30, I think, at Four Winds Farm, which is in Fitchburg, a great event venue. And then Sunday at Garver Feed Mill. Things start around noon. So yeah, really cool that wherever you are around town, easy to participate. And yeah, I hope people come out.
Yeah, so lots of music, lots of food, lots of fun.
Yeah, we've got, I think there's 15 acts over the 3 days, including the Trinity Irish dancers. Very fortunate that Fiona and Freya came out today, so thank you guys for getting up early. Yeah, we're, you know, anything you want to do, good food, some Irish-style pub food. There will be a Cayley dance, which is kind of like an Irish square dance. There will be a caller, so you don't have to have any experience. Just come out and have a good time.
And what are you most excited about for this year?
Just, you know, my band Rising Gale, we've been playing in the Madison area for over 20 years. So anytime we get to, you know, get up and play for our home crowd, home fans, it's always exciting.
Absolutely. Well, we want people to come out. Can you tell us where people can get tickets?
Yeah, great. There's 3 locations. So the website is irishfestmadison.com, Eventbrite, or just show up the day of and buy the tickets at the door.
All right. Well, Jeff and you two ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we will share all these details over on our website, channel3000.com. But remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Just reach out. This Thursday, the Black Girl Magic Conference returns to Madison for the 8th year, bringing together hundreds of young black girls for a day of empowerment, leadership, and inspiration. Joining us now is Rosa Thompson, Executive Director of Black Girl Magic Educational Services, and Essence Webb, an 8th grader from Sherman Middle School and longtime participant. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
So, Rosa, first and foremost, can you give us a little background about the Black Girl Magic Conference and how it has evolved over the past 8 years?
Yes. So the Black Girl Magic Conference started in 2018. It was just a way for our black girls who participated in Black Girl Magic groups at their school just to come together. And back in 2018, we had about maybe 50, 60 girls who joined us at the Goodman Center. It was kind of like a one-off event just to celebrate the girls who are currently in that program. And we got a lot of interest. And so we came back the following year and we had about 500 girls. And then when the pandemic hit, we switched to virtual for a couple of years. And then we came back in 2021 with a in-person conference. And then it's just been growing and growing. And so this year, we'll be welcoming a little over 650 girls.
So Essence, obviously you're going to be a part of it. So what has it been like being a part of Black Girl Magic over the last 5 years?
Being part of Black Girl Magic means a lot. Being part of Black Girl Magic is quite literally the magic. You get to meet new people, you get to collaborate with people, you get to share personality and traits with the people around you, and I really just think it's a really good experience.
Oh, I love that. So, Rosa, this year's theme is Destined to Dream, Lead, and Shine. So how do you hope the conference experience will help the girls embrace the qualities in their everyday lives?
Yeah, so every year we try to pick a theme that really embodies, like, black girls. And so part of the Black Girl Magic Conference is really creating a space where black girls can shine, where they can be themselves unapologetically, where they can dream big. And so we host breakout sessions where our girls can really like discover their interests and explore different creative outlets. So we do hair braiding, we have doctors come in and pharmacists, we learn about like different ways of taking care of ourselves. And so we really want our girls just to have that space to dream together. We want them to be leaders.
And Rosa, can you tell us about this year's keynote speaker?
Yes. We are bringing in Zoe Oli. She's coming from Atlanta. She is the young CEO of Beautiful Curly Me. She's 14 years old.
And so, Essence, if you could share one message with younger girls, what would that be?
If I could share a message with young girls, just embrace yourselfness. Just embrace yourself, because you have so much coming for you and so much around you that can affect you. But whatever you do is up to you, and don't be impacted by the bad things around you.
How can people get involved in the organization? How can people get involved next year?
Yes, absolutely. So our website is www.bgmesinc.com. We host community-based programming. We do school-based programs, like what Essence is in. So we do weekly programming. We have summer programs. We do enrichment programs, and we also do family events.
And all of these details will be over on our website. That's channel3000.com. Really inspiring, especially coming from Essence, who's only in 8th grade.
What a bright young lady.
Yes, and I'm sure that lots of girls will be empowered this Thursday. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, we'll have a live look at the Merida nurses strike happening right now.
We're back with the sprint next. Time for the morning sprint.
This morning, nurses at Meriter Hospital are continuing their strike. Picketing is going on right now. As you can see, this is a live look right now outside of the hospital. The nurses union and hospital remain at odds after a last-minute meeting failed to take place. Meriter officials say they are listening, have made great strides in their proposals, and are ready to continue bargaining. A press conference is scheduled for 11:15 this morning. A bargaining session is set for tomorrow. If the two sides don't reach an agreement, the strike will continue through Saturday evening.
Madison police say a 6-year-old at the Harmony Apartments accidentally shot themselves in the head. The gun belonged to the man taking care of the 3 kids Monday. That man is now booked into the Dane County Jail facing charges. Police say the gun was in a holster but not secure and within reach of a child. MPD says it was an isolated incident.
The trial of the man accused of killing and dismembering a 19-year-old woman after their first date is underway. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Maxwell Anderson killed and dismembered Sade Robinson in April of last year. The state has also charged Anderson with hiding a corpse. The judge asked potential jurors about their comfort level with graphic images. The trial is expected to last 2 weeks.
We now know the identity of the man who disappeared on Lake Monona this month. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says 25-year-old Colin Smith died after the sailboat he was on flipped over on May 16th. Crews recovered his body last Friday.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court suspended Dane County Judge Ellen Burrs for a week. It comes after a complaint from the Wisconsin Judicial Commission. The complaint cites 2 incidents, one being in 2019 where she used sarcasm and reprimanded a defendant for requesting a trial delay. The other in 2021 after attempting to arrest a hospitalized defendant herself. The commission said her actions showed a lack of neutrality and respect.
We're only going to see highs near 60 today with fairly widespread showers. They're going to break up a little bit as we head closer to dinner time. We've got a much warmer stretch. This weekend looks beautiful, sunshine with highs approaching 80 degrees.
All right, Savannah, thank you.
Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning. CBS Mornings is next.
Our next newscast is at noon, and you can find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.
Have a great day.